Hey toy fans, I'm D21 Beast and welcome back to my figure review series here on my YouTube channel. And today we are once again taking a look at the 30th anniversary Transformers line. And who we have today is Rhinox from Beast Wars. Now the box says that this was released in 2013, though I've got to be honest, I don't remember seeing Rhinox on shelves until this year, 2014. So maybe this is a situation where the figure was produced in 2013 and then put on shelves in 2014. I'm not sure, maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. But nonetheless, this is another one in the line of the Beast Wars re-releases from Hasbro. Now this is a completely new mold, but it looks fantastic and I can't wait to get this guy out of the box. Let's get started by taking a look at that packaging. As we come down the front of the packaging, you're going to see in the upper left-hand corner the Transformers Generation logo. You will see the Heroic Maximal logo on the right. On the left side of the box, there is a drawn image of Rhinox in robot mode, and in the middle there, you do have a window box packaging that allows you to see the figure inside. And coming down to the bottom, you do see the 30th anniversary Transformers logo, as well as Rhinox's name, the Hasbro logo, and that he's a level 2 Transformer. Coming down to the right side of the box, you do again have that Transformers 30th anniversary logo, as well as Rhinox's name displayed. You have half of a Maximal logo on the right, as well as another image of Rhinox at the bottom, this time a picture of the figure, and you see Series 2, figure number 5. Coming down the left side of the box, there's a continuation of that drawing from the front of the box, and then a Maximal logo at the bottom. Flipping the box around now, as we come down, you do see that Heroic Maximal logo again towards the left, and the Transformers Generations logo towards the middle. You do have a bio for Rhinox, go ahead and pause now to read that. And you have an image of Rhinox in robot mode, as well as an image of Rhinox in beast mode. And coming down to the bottom, you do have the stats for this Rhinox character, and the 30th anniversary Transformers logo. Alright guys, well that's the packaging. Let's say we get Rhinox out of the box and see what this guy is all about. Alright toy fans, here we have Rhinox out of the box, and this guy looks absolutely fantastic. Very, very happy with what Hasbro has done here. If you look at this guy in a 360 here, what we're going to see is that there's very little robot parts showing, which is really the way you want your Beast Wars figure to look. Now if you flip Rhinox on his back, I guess you could say, he does have some robot kibble there underneath, but really overall, he looks really, really good in Beast Mode. My only complaint with the Beast Mode is that my particular Rhinox seems to have some loose joints, so his mouth here kind of falls as part of his transformation process. It doesn't stay up there against his head like it really should. But let's go ahead and touch on articulation. Rhinox does have a jaw that articulates. It'll open really far, but you can see there that if you want to have your Rhinox figure eating or talking, you can definitely do that. He's got some articulation here at the hind legs, which is kind of difficult maybe to see on camera, but there is a hinge so his foot can pivot left and right on either side. So I really appreciate that little bit of articulation. His leg will move back about that far, and not really so much forward. And his front legs actually do bend forward and bend backward, so you can get some nice running or striding poses with him. And that looks pretty good. The head does have a minor bit of articulation. It can look down and up. Again, not a whole lot. It's mostly due to transformation, but you could get some actual little poses out of this guy. But this is a really good figure. I like how he's just sculpted all over. There's tons of rhino hide, as you can see here. Lots of little bumps and everything. He's got some sculpting work done on his horns. I like how the eyes look in the beast mode. The nostrils look great. I mean, this really is a pretty convincing looking rhinoceros figure, if you ask me. Taking a look at the height of this beast mode, we can see that Rhinox does stand at just about 3.5 inches tall. And as we rotate him here, we can see that he does sit at right around 6.5 inches long. Pretty nice size there for this figure. And let's go ahead and compare Rhinox to Rat Trap that I've already reviewed. And these guys, I'd say, are in pretty decent scale with each other compared to the TV show, so I'm really glad how that turned out. And let's go ahead and throw in this vintage Predacon Snapper figure from the original Beast Wars toy line. So a great size comparison, I think, between the three of these figures. Alright toy fans, what say we take a look at the robot mode? And as the old Maximal saying goes, Rhinox maximize. Alright, to get started here, what you're going to want to do is lift this flap on the back and make sure it's up and out of the way. And then just kind of pry off the hip skin here on both sides. And just kind of give it a nice little tug until it comes off. There we go. And we're going to kind of adjust the hips. I know it's hard to see, but there's actually a joint here that'll move down. I'm going to go ahead and adjust that down and just kind of pull these legs out and out of the way there. And we're going to take the rib pieces on either side of this Rhinox figure, and we're just going to go ahead and pull those out. The great thing about this Rhinox figure is that he does feature weapon storage, so we'll go ahead and get those guns out of the way here for now. And let's go ahead and next move by pulling this piece down here. This is going to end up being Rhinox's head in robot mode. And let's go ahead and fold these arms down here. And this figure's starting to come together. And we want to shift some pieces up here. Alright. And pull this back. And he's slowly coming into his own. Oh, and we do want to rotate. I'm sorry guys, I should have done this earlier. We do want to rotate these legs around here. And we'll go ahead and do that. There we go. And we're going to flip these feet down. And flip that foot on the other side. We're going to bring these leg skins down and just kind of lock them into place. These are going to form his shins. There we go. And make sure that the hip joints are all situated. And pull this piece down here, and Rhinox's head is actually going to latch in to some spots here on the shoulder. And now we have his chest and his groin together. And then we're going to bring these arm pieces down. And Rhinox's arms do kind of fold out here. There we go. Come on, it's sticking on me here. Alright, there we go. And we're going to pull his hand out and just go ahead and close that back up. Also, you can pull his leg down so he actually gets some elbow articulation. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And we're going to open this leg and pull that hand out just like that. We're going to close it up and make sure the leg is pulled down. And Rhinox is coming together here. Alright guys, well, there we have Rhinox in robot mode. Let me go ahead and take a moment to adjust my camera. Alright guys, there we have Rhinox completed. Alright, now that we have Rhinox fully transformed this time, let's go ahead and take a look at some detail. Now, I know you guys are probably just watching that transformation process, and if you own this Rhinox figure, you're probably saying, hey stupid, you forgot to put the ribs down. And what I had forgotten to do were these ribs that we folded up when we were transforming from beast mode that originally housed his weapon accessories. I didn't move those forward, but I definitely have those set right now, so sorry about that guys, a little bit of a mistransformation there, but I did catch it. Now as far as the detail on this Rhinox figure is concerned, I really like how the white teeth look on the chest here. I really like that when you look at Rhinox's head, he actually has the Maximal logos on either side of his forehead, just like he had on the show. And he's got those red eyes that he had, and that kind of metal beard piece that just kind of made him look like the wise old Maximal. And as we look around on the figure, he's got all the correct rhinoceros parts showing in robot mode that he had on the original series. We'll flip him around here. And he's got the rhinoceros head coming around on the top just like he did in the animated series. Really just a great amount of detail has been paid attention to on this figure. And I like how he looks overall. He's got all the right colored paints in all the right colored places, and the figure just looks really, really good. My only complaint about this Rhinox figure is that his hip joints are incredibly loose. I don't know if this is specific to my Rhinox or if this is common among the line, but it's a little tricky to get him to stand. But there we go, we've got him all set up. Taking a look at accessories now, let's go ahead and look at that piece that we pulled apart in Beast mode. These are Rhinox's chain guns, and they just pull apart just like this, and we'll want to make sure that we go ahead and fold the handles around on each one of these pieces. And Rhinox has these chain guns just like he had in the animated series that basically made him one of the more powerful robots if you ask me. And they have this switch here that you just kind of pump up and down, and they actually make this chainsaw spin just like they did on the animated series, which is a really, really cool feature. Now each one of these chain guns will fit easily into Rhinox's hand. Just go ahead and plug them in on either hand, and bear with me here while I do that. And then you can pose Rhinox with his chain guns and firing at Predacons coming his way. Taking a look at the articulation for this Rhinox figure, we can see that he does have a head that turns a full 360 degrees. He can look up that far and down that far. He's got a 360 degree shoulder rotation, as well as a single jointed elbow that'll move forward that far and back that far. There's also a 360 degree rotation at the elbow. And there's no further articulation on the arms. That's the same articulation for the other side. He does have a bit of a waist rotation. He does have a hip joint that'll move forward that far and move back that far, as well as moving out from the body that far, so a great range of motion there. He does have a single jointed knee that moves back that far and forward, and he's got a bit of toe articulation. His toe will go down that far and up that far. He's also got some ankle pivot, so his foot will move back and forth, about that far. So a great range of motion on this Transformer. Really happy with what they've done with Rhinox. Rhinox does measure in at just about 7 inches tall. For some size comparison, here we have Transformers Generations Rhinox standing next to Generations Rat Trap. And here we have Rhinox standing next to the vintage Predacon Snapper figure. And standing next to the Transformers Cybertron Jungle Planet Optimus Prime, the closest thing I have to an Optimus Primal currently. And here's Rhinox standing next to the 6-inch scale Marvel Legends Infinite Series Wolverine. And finally, just for fun, here we have Generations Rhinox standing next to the Transformers Robot Heroes Rhinox released in 2008. Alright, Toy fans, well that's my review of the Transformers Generations Rhinox figure released by Hasbro in, we're gonna say, 2014. Overall, I'm very happy with this Rhinox figure as far as the sculpt and the paintwork and even the beast mode. I really like the beast mode on this guy. But I am a bit disappointed by the weak hip joints on this figure. It is pretty difficult for me to get this Rhinox standing on a regular basis, and I wish it didn't have to be that hard. I'm also a little disappointed by the way his mouth kind of hangs open a little more than it should in beast mode. But those minor gripes, medium gripes aside, I really do like this Rhinox figure, and it might just be mine that has those defects, so I definitely encourage you guys to go out and pick this up. Beast Wars was an absolutely amazing Transformers cartoon, and in my opinion is still the best one that has ever been released. And having Rhinox from that show just really is awesome to have in my collection. So definitely go out and pick up this figure. Also, I'd like to thank my brother Greg, or Yoshimitsu47, for giving me this Rhinox for my birthday. You're awesome, man. Well, that's my review, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to rate, share, and subscribe. Also, be sure to hit me up on Twitter at D21Beast. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Hey, toy fans. Did you watch this review and find yourself wanting to know more about Rhinox? Well, Beast Wars actually streams on Netflix, so be sure to check out the suggested episodes to learn more about this great character.